This week on Firepit Friday, we get an exclusive interview with Grammy Award-winning Steve Wariner at the Tennessee State Museum private reception. Steve shares his artistic gifts with the community in many ways, and we get to share this artsy interview with you. Join us.
Thank you for the invitation to your three-part harmony.
Thanks so much. I'm honored that you're here and honored truly that I'm able to do this. They asked me to be a part, and with David Schnaufer, who is a great luthier, beautiful dulcimers, and then my buddy Russ Harrington, great photographs. Yeah, I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
Can you feel the creativity in the room?
Oh man, it's so cool. When I walked in and saw I never see all my work together. I always see a piece here or there, but when I walked in and saw it all like assembled, it's like overwhelming.
Impressive. 21 pieces?
Yeah, 25, I believe. It started out to be 21, and then we added. They came back and said, "Hey, do you have some more? We want to fill up another little space if you have." So I threw in the Conway barn as in one. There's about 4 that I added at the last minute. So I think 25 total.
Beautiful work. I see that you have pen and ink and watercolor and lots of different mediums. And what draws you to the medium itself?
I was always drawn to watercolors for some reason. My brother Kenny, my oldest brother, he used to dabble in watercolors, and I used to watch him, and my father too as a little boy. And then I have a brother who is an illustrator, and you've probably seen his work and didn't realize he's in magazines and everything. He's big time, but I hate him. But anyway, so I always have been drawn to watercolors, and as I got older, I started doing some pen and ink things with it, and just drawing a lot. And then in the past 7 or 8 years, I guess, I was drawn to. I was at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York one day, and I was drawn to these encaustic styles, and I would see. I knew I loved this texture, but I was really curious. Everyone that I love in this show said encaustic, and I was so ignorant, I didn't know what that was, but I realized that all the ones that I really truly love were made with natural beeswax, and so I started kind of studying that, and the last 6 years or so I've been kind of working in this encaustic medium. The last 3 on this wall are in that encaustic medium.
How long does it take you to do a piece like that?
Well, usually it takes some time, usually maybe I may work a couple of days on one piece because you'll do a section, then you'll let it harden and set up, and then you'll come back in. So it's time consuming, and you're working in heat. So you're having to. I'll wear some type of mask maybe, or work with a blowtorch and gloves, and sometimes you can burn yourself. But it's fun. It's very different than the tight, controlled watercolor styles. Because that's real tight and controlled, and then that's very loose, and so I really like the freedom of being messy, and So.
Do you have music playing while your creation is being formed?
Definitely, music's playing. Not my music,
no.
I promise you that. No, sometimes I'll listen to talk radio, or I'll listen to my friends' music, or my my like radio, or just a lot of times I'll listen to my iPad or something.
Inspiration.
No question. I got to have music. I'll put some Chet Atkins on or something,
Can I ask you specifically about this one piece?
Absolutely.
It caught my eye. It's Rodeo Cowboys, which is kitschy. I love it. But you said now this is from a photograph.
I saw a photograph that was in a magazine that was about an inch there's a couple inches by a couple inches, very small little photograph that was reduced in this magazine. Many years ago on the road, I saw it somewhere. And I was always intrigued by who are these guys? And I really should know who they are. They probably are real rodeo stars, but it's probably from the 40s. This photograph was from the probably mid-40s. And so I was always drawn to it, and I sketched it one day and did some pen and ink stuff and threw some watercolors on it, and I was really intrigued with how it turned out. I used a toothbrush to get some of that effect, and I used some Frisket to mask off those areas. But it turned out, I thought, interesting, and I'm embarrassed that I should know who these 40s cowboys are, but they're probably huge rodeo guys.
That's
maybe,
the mystique
but
of it.
I guess
Actually,
it
it's
is,
kind of
but,
neat.
Yeah, I've one of my very favorite pieces. So.
I love that piece.
Thank you.
Well, you know, there's a lot of energy going around in the room, and lots of people who want to talk to you. We won't keep you too long, but I just want to know: this is a family affair?
It is a family affair. My brother Terry's here, who works with me. By the way, he's an artist. He draws and paints. My son Ryan is here. My son Ross will be here, and there's 2 paintings of those guys here. And by the way, I will say hi to Jessica while I'm here. Hi, Jessica. Speaking of siblings, you know, I miss you.
She's gonna love that. Thanks.
My pleasure.
Well, I'm really impressed, and you have the gift. It's obvious. I mean, you're a wonderful singer. But I think most creatives, they do have different facets of their personality, and this one is a beautiful one that's coming out of you, so thanks for your art.
Well, thank you for saying that. Thank you. I think there's so many correlations between the music world and the art world. I mean, it is all the arts, but just those 2 worlds, there's so many correlations and parallels with songwriting and painting, and you see so many guys that do music that also do art, you know, i.e. Eric Clapton went to art school, you know, and so many, you know.
Well, it's a time valued thing. This is going to go on way beyond us. Exactly. It's something that you can pass down for generations to generations. And
it's that side, left side, right side of the brain, I guess.
Yes,
so,
it is.
But this is something I always have loved to do. It's fun to do it. So
Thank you.
I'm going to do it whether anybody sees it or not. So.
Keep doing it. Well, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, can't thank Steve enough for that interview. Thank you, Steve. And a special nod back to the family in New York. Jesse, that was for you. Thanks again, Steve. Next on Firepit Friday, did you ever hold on to today's trash only to turn it around into tomorrow's treasures? No? Well, find out how to help do just that by listening to Kelly Monday from Progress Inc., giving folks a purpose to pour.
Hey Kelly, it's so good to see you tonight. This is a huge event, a big fundraiser happening. Progress Inc. is very involved in the community, and now you're actually kind of giving back in a sense. Tell me a little bit about Progress Inc. so everyone can kind of understand what is Progress Inc. Who are you?
Progress Inc. is a nonprofit organization that's been in business for 42 years. Mm-hmm. We support people with intellectual disabilities. SMART came about about a year and a half ago. As a social enterprise, our executive director and our human resource director got together and said, let's do a social enterprise. This concept, scrap-made art, came about. And they called me and asked me if I would head up the project, and I was on board. It's not only creativity, but it's also providing jobs for some of our people that we support that are actually going to be working in our retail store with us. What we do is we call in our community for scraps, basically. Anything from bottle caps, like here at the Poorhouse, they save all their bottle caps that come off of their bottles, as well as corks from their wine. And then I collect those. Our people that we support, they're going to be working in the store, will be washing those and packaging those, and we will sell those at a low cost to all the artists and all the DIYers and hobbyists all over Nashville. Not only are we helping Progress, but as well, something close to my heart, as the environment as well. Instead of throwing all these items into our landfill, our trash that goes to our landfill, we are repurposing, upcycling, the new word, into beautiful things. My husband and I have recycled for years, and we make sure it's all properly done and it's going to the right place, that they can break it down and turn it into something else. This is a different concept that you, as a consumer or a Nashvilleian, can come and buy anything that your heart desires, hopefully, from old keys, fabric, old frames, framing items, sewing notions, anything that can be recycled into something beautiful.
That's fantastic. It's going to inspire a whole bunch of folks to do really interesting things. I can see that happening too.
I hope so. Yeah. I can see the art now.
I know. You'll have to have a future show, right? With just the art.
Yes, I hope so. In our store, we are very close to having a retail location, And in our store, we hope to have, of course, the retail area. We'll have a processing area where anybody that our community knows, can drop off scraps to us. And if you would like more information on how to do that, I can give you that. And we're also going to have a small area like a classroom and gallery where we work with several artists in the area. Some would like to teach classes and maybe hang some of their art that they have upcycled and show everyone what you can do.
Wow, so there you've got the educational aspect of what you're doing as well. Now, focus on tonight. And why is it so important to have an event like tonight, the SMART event? What are you expecting? Some highlights from this evening?
Highlights. Well, of course, we've got Jim Oblong and Jonell Mosser doing music for us, which is a huge highlight for us, as well as many artists around our community have donated items special to their heart that they've made, put all their heart into from art. To turn into art, and donated it to us for a silent auction where we can raise money for SMART. And I hope that everybody has a great time and spend some money on that auction.
That's right. Get everybody involved. And the Poorhouse, we're here at a location in downtown Nashville. You can kind of hear we're in an urban setting. We've got the train going by. It's perfect
location for our benefit tonight.
Yeah. You chose the location, or did it choose you?
I think we both come together. We have a friend, that Mandy McNeil, that has special interest in the restaurant, and we met her, and the relationship flourished.
Yeah.
A Purpose to Pour. Annalise Nutt and Stephanie Toon and Craig Lynch and Sally Mills have really just went above and beyond as a team of Progress and SMART scrap-made art supplies, and to come together for this wonderful event.
Yeah. You do have a wonderful team. I've been to Progress Inc. I know firsthand you have a great team of people.
We do. I've worked with Progress on and off for the last 12 years, and they can't get rid of me. I'm constantly doing new projects for them, and this one is right up my alley. So we hope to see much success with it for years to come.
Well, Kelly, let's go find a Purpose to Pour.
Let's do. SMART scrap-made art supplies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we got to meet up with Nashville sweetheart Lauren. Lauren from American Pickers. We know and love her from that fabulous show, and they're housed here in Nashville, Tennessee. Make sure you get to visit their store here in Nashville. Lauren, you were a wonderful host at Purpose to Pour, and it was our pleasure to get your interview.
All right, we're here. We're just about to start the SMART event, and we got Kelly's really good explanation of what the heck's going on. But here's somebody who is going to be presenting tonight that we want to kind of say hi to. This is Lauren from the very famous show, The American Pickers.
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. So tonight, tell us what you're going to be doing for the SMART event.
Well, I'm going to be hosting, so I'm a little nervous, but I think you'll be fine. I can talk a lot, so hopefully people will be able to follow my wordless sayings, but I even make up words there. So, but another thing that we're really excited about is auctioning off one of the early Willie Nelson hat show prints. If you're a fan of the show, you may have seen it for auction or seen it displayed on the show, and we are auctioning it off, and it was on the episode Sturgis or Bust, and it's funny, like, people that watch the show, they become very connected to certain items, and this was one of those things that people were just emailing me left and right. I literally got hundreds about, and so I'm really happy to have one of those that were featured on the show to auction off too. So
that's special. I mean, do you does American Pickers do a lot of fundraising? Do they contribute a lot to the community?
Well, I know Mike personally does a lot with St. Jude's and Operation Smile, or his two big charities. Danielle does. She's helps an organization for veterans. I don't know, I can't tell you the exact one, but I know that those or causes that they're interested in. And Frank, I know he does something, but probably like a cat charity. He really loves his cat, so I would say it would be a cat rescue. So.
That is sweet. Yeah. And tonight you found your way to the SMART, which is the scrap metal art project. What do you think about that?
Well, one of the things that I was actually thinking about on the way over here is that we're all about recycling, repurposing these things that people forgot about or didn't even maybe want to think about. Is bringing them to life again, and I think that that's really cool because that's what SMART is going to do, is take some of these products and give them a whole new life. So it's the ultimate form of recycling, which I think is just awesome. So
it's like what you do on American Pickers. You take these really they're treasures, to somebody they're treasures, and you kind of give them a new life.
Right, and I think that's like one of the great things that we do is some of the stuff that we have like in our store here in Nashville, about a mile that way, that people can come in and be like, I haven't even thought about something like this for like 50 years or something, that they just forgot that even existed. So I'm all about just giving things like it's like a second chance. And I do sound very personal with these items, but I guess it's good to like what you do, and we like stuff. And I think that that's going to be kind of what SMART is going to be centered around too, which I think will be really successful for them for fundraising too. So
yeah, well, we love having you in Nashville, and it is it's personal to you, and that's why everyone look. You're an endearing person.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. With that, you can tell those items mean something to you.
We do get attached to things too. Even in the store, it's not mine, but something that's like sat around for a while and it finally sells. I'm like, oh man, like I kind of love seeing it every day. So people definitely have a connection to things, and I think that's why the show has been so successful too. And I think Mike always wanted it to be centered around that too, the memory and the respect for actual tangible things too. So
right. You can tell it's obvious. So I guess right now we need to go find a purpose to pour.
Yeah, I think it's right over here.
Yeah, so I think so. Let's go do it.
All right.
Thanks, Lauren.
All right, good to see you.